Hello and welcome back to the shop. I think where we left off last time, the fogbuster was broken, so I changed the solenoid on the fogbuster itself, but that didn't seem to fix the problem. So then I thought it was one of these relays here for the fogbuster. The fogbuster plugs into that outlet right there, and then it gets turned on by one of these relays, but it turns out that that wasn't the problem. I flipped the switch to off when I was cleaning it, and that was the problem. It's not a total loss though, because this solenoid valve was a huge problem too, because I would have to hit it with a hammer to shut it off sometimes, so it wasn't a total loss. I still needed a new one. And here lately I've been doing a lot of branding irons, and this is definitely my main business, and it was extremely unintentional to begin with. I just thought it would be a cool way to make money during Christmas, this past Christmas, and it kinda caught on. I think I talked about it before, but it's definitely catching on more and more, and I'm not mad about it. 90% of the time these things are very straightforward. I get a logo or image and I make the vector file, and then I can create the 3D model from there. But the hardest part is when someone wants something added to a brand, or if I need to design one myself for them. It's kind of hard. It's a lot of going back and forth to agree on something sometimes, but that's just the name of the game. And if you've been watching before, you'll know that these are little adapters for my electric branding iron that I sell with these brands. And now into the cool stuff. I got the bar feeder set up and ready to go. It loads a bar, pushes it in, finishes that bar, loads another one, pushes it in. I had to run 500 parts of something that you'll see here in a second, but it was so cool to get this thing going. And I'm videoing all the details here just so I don't forget how to do this. Before it loads a bar, this pusher goes all the way in to check to see if there's anything left in the spindle. It's not, so it loads another bar. Follow the prompt on the pendant, open the collet, and then it pushes to a probe, measures how long the bar is, pushes it all the way in. And there it is. So then it prompts for a close, and then it's ready to go. It retracts, and now I have 60 parts left on that bar, and I used 3-foot bars for each piece just because I ordered 6-foot pieces. You can put a 6-foot bar in there, but it's easier for me to just put a 3-foot piece in there. No big deal, and I think it's a little bit more accurate. If there's any play in the bar, then cutting it down to 3-foot makes the play a lot less than what it would be if it was 6-foot. And now back to the bar feeder. I keep the hood open on the bar feeder because I love watching this thing run. I don't want to keep this thing concealed because it's so cool to continually see this thing run. And here is the part. It is a 12mm dowel with an 8mm hole through it. That's it. Chamfered both sides, and it's fairly simple. It's the perfect first project for the bar feeder. And here it is feeding out against the turret. Kind of missed it there, but yeah. So I have a tool come down and the pusher pushes it against a tool, and then it retracts. So now it's the same spot every single time, and then it runs the part. So I don't think you guys have seen the big mill run for a while, and I got a new tool for it. It's a 2.5 inch face mill from Shars, and I've been waiting to get a face mill for this thing for a long time because I've been facing everything with a 1/2 inch end mill, which is extremely annoying and time consuming. So this thing is awesome. I gotta dial in the feeds and speeds a little more to get a more of a mirror finish, but it's a work in progress. At least I have one and I can go forward with improving it. So I had the opportunity to make this super thin part here, and this is what I would call the back side of it. There's a little channel in there, and then I kind of screwed up. So the tape gave away and the part got knocked off and I couldn't finish it. And you'll see there where it got knocked off. So I thought it was scrapped until I figured I'll just go ahead and flip this thing over and do the other side, the other features on the other side. And did the same thing, tape and super glue, and located it, and it worked. And I think the smallest thickness is like 1.5 mm on this part. So yeah, it's definitely really thin, and if you guys have any of these thin parts here, I would recommend not using aluminum because they have a tendency to bow because of the internal stresses that it has just from being made. I'm sure you can anneal aluminum or get it annealed, but even then, the internal stresses when you get that thin, I think, are going to cause some issues. I know I didn't post last week, and that's because I was out of town last weekend, but it's crazy to think about the things that you did 2 weeks ago. Seems like so long ago, but this finishes out the last 2 weeks, and there's 534 of these little dowels here, so that was a cool little run. And I think that's it for now, so thanks for watching.